Do you have this strong intuitive feeling that you are just destined to build a business and a life that stands out amongst the rest, but you just don't know how to get there? I feel you, I've been there, and I can see that you are another fellow flamingo just waiting to take flight. My name is Megan Shallow, social media guru and founder of BNL Media Consulting, and this is exactly what I have done through building my own beautiful empire that has become a unicorn in the social media management world, as well as a safe space for entrepreneurs to feel empowered with their digital marketing. All of this was founded on the basis of 3 magical words: breathe, nourish, and love. Are you ready to learn how to be that entrepreneur who shows up online and offline with confidence, has a business that makes an impact in this world, and lives a life full of connection, love, prosperity, and joy? If the answer is yes, then let's go. Welcome to another episode of Fly Flamingo Fly with your host, Megan Shallow, founder of BNL Media Consulting, social media expert, guru, lover of the power that it builds community, and all of that jazz. I'm excited to be back today for another episode, and today is going to be a logistical one all about Reels. And of course, it's 7:30 in the morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. because I had an idea for a title of this Reels, and that's how it goes, which ironically is about it's very related to a Reels that I just posted about how I have to write these things down when they come to me at very inconvenient hours when all I want to do is sleep. So for me, Reels aren't just for kids, and TikToks are just not for kids, really. This vertical video thing that's happening, it's not going away. It's staying. It's on every single platform that you'll see. Even LinkedIn and Twitter are accommodating Reels formatted posts, and people love it. And as you can see, if you have used Reels already, the views are just higher no matter what. And it keeps the engagement up. Posts are not dead. I would say that they're not dying, but Reels are something that has to continue to become a part of your marketing strategy. And as that advice is being given to you, we have also been realizing that Reels has to be a part of our deliverables strategy for our clients. And so that's where I've been. I've been working behind the scenes, supporting the team to create and launch our content creation arm of the business. And that has been and is going to be extremely exciting, having BNL run around the city, creating Reels, helping clients edit Reels, having so much fun just supporting local. And we're going to have an entire campaign around creating Reels for small business in order for our team to continue to grow and for our portfolio to grow and to support small business that need help getting on Reels and having Reels showcase their business. The power of video, the reason why it's staying is the power of video just sells so much better. It does. You're even seeing this type of content that's very user-generated focus. And when I say user-generated, it doesn't just have to be by your customers, but it's generated by an iPhone. And so it's just a different energy. It's a different vibe, and it sells and performs so much better than professional photography on a social media scale and professional videography. Professional videography is extremely important, and I do recommend at some point in every business's life they get a professional video done. That's something on my wish list for the next year or two, to just get something that really solidifies what BNL is and what we do and have it somewhere important. But user-generated video content is what that consistency is key. And we've seen this with BNL, and we have started implementing it and will continue to implement it. And our team posted our first TikTok, and of course, with flying colors, it got 19,000 views. And I was just like, what? And there are reasons and hacks and tricks behind that. And our amazing team of content creators, they know the game so well, because Instagram and TikTok Reels are a whole other game compared to posting and Instagram stories. So I'm going to give you a few tips straight out of the gate here. In order to get your Reels to go, I don't want to say viral because I don't like promising anything like that, but in order to get your Reels as much engagement as possible is, one, make it entertaining. So just showing a visual with no text, no context, and it doesn't have a story to tell, that isn't going to land for anyone. You can't just show up and post a reels and be like, well, I got 1,000 views, so it's great, but I got no comments, and it didn't get any engagement, and you didn't have anyone reach out to you or chat about it in the stories. Like none of that happened, then it wasn't entertaining enough to create a response. So you need to think, is this reels going to entertain and create an emotion for my community that's watching? Always come back to the community that's watching because they're the ones that matter the most. And then if the reels gets high engagement by your community, then that reels will naturally go viral. So that's the first thought that needs to come into your mind. Always ask yourself, is this piece of content entertaining and eliciting an emotional response of some kind, whether it's laughter, whether it's kind of like a state of awe, whether it's admiration, it could even be frustration, whatever it is that allows someone to emotionally connect to your content. That's the first thing that has to happen. And then second, choose the trend. I have talked to a lot of people that have said, I don't want to associate myself with trends. I refuse to do trends. I don't want to. I just don't want to follow the crowd. I get that. I do. But unfortunately, that is how the algorithm is working. And trends can be a few different things. So a trend can simply be choosing an audio that's trending. So the caption or the visual doesn't have to be a certain way or a certain point of view or anything like that. It's literally just a song. And for examples of finding trending songs, you can go to photographers for sure. They're like the best at this because they just have so much content. And you can see like the types of songs that they're using, and you can see the ones that went viral and the ones that maybe didn't. And you'll probably recognize the ones that went viral because of the sound. And that is something that is so huge, so important, and you can't ignore it. And so that's one. And that's just the sound. So you can do whatever you want, whether it's a tour of your restaurant, maybe it's like a showcasing of all of your different products, or maybe it's a list of your services. You could be dancing it if you want to, but you don't have to. But that trending sound is extremely important. And the way that you can catch that, which our team has showcased a few times, is when you're scrolling the reels, you will see some audio will have a little arrow next to it. And that means that song is trending. So when you're on Instagram, you can see that. On TikTok, if you scroll long enough, you'll start to pick up on the audio that's trending because you'll see the same audio over and over and over again. And you'll click into it and you'll see a lot of people are using it. And so those are things that you can do, and you can save it. With trends, usually if you're like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to jump on it, you got like 3 to 5 days max. Otherwise, then it just becomes a song that people really love, and they recognize it and they enjoy it, and it'll keep trending, but it won't trend in the same way. So you have to jump on the wave relatively early, but not too early. It's like a really happy medium. So that's what our team does. And fun fact, our team is going to be launching a trend forecasting weekly email that's going to share with anyone who chooses to subscribe at a very low cost, to get the list of the trending audio for that week. And so that is something that we're really excited for. We have Sandra leading the way with her trend forecasting content creation team, and they will be providing you with all of the audio, all of the links. You'll get a PDF once a week that will give you the trending sounds that you can then go and jump on, both on TikTok and Reels. And guess what? It's separate, because Reels trends later than TikTok. And some TikTok trends don't make it over to Reels because they just don't make sense on the platform. And some do have to stay on TikTok and they perform way better. A perfect example of that is the last and the first TikTok that we posted. It was this random sound that I didn't understand, and it was apparently trending on TikTok. So the team, while we were together for coffee, they put it together and it was hilarious. And then it got 20,000 views on TikTok right away. And that was mind blowing to me because I just always feel that TikTok is a lost cause. But the team knows, and they spend a lot of time on TikTok, and they do their research, and they keep on the trends, and then they'll share it with you. So that's how we're solving this problem, because staying on top of the trends means you have to scroll and you have to stay on social media longer. And we know as business owners that you just do not have time for that. You don't even have time to pay your staff to do that. So our team is going to do it for you. So that is something that's extremely important too. So we've got, does this content entertain? And am I able to take this idea and turn and match it with a trend that's occurring right now on social? Those are your first two things. And then third is, of course, optimizing. So with your reels, optimization is key. And there are a few ways that you need to consider optimizing. First, of course, is your typical tagging of all the things. So if you have any products that you need to tag, if you have any businesses that you need to tag, if you have any locations that you need to tag, that's great. Get that all good. Having a cover photo of some kind that is aligned with your branding can be really powerful. You will see that BNL has shifted to that model when it comes to our solo, how can I describe this? Our solo like monologues, I guess. So whenever a new team member comes on that's just flying solo on the feed in a reels, we make sure that their name is there and that it's kind of this templated look and it shows throughout the feed. But if there's other ones that are just more trends and it's group focused, then it'll have its own, or it'll just show up as its own cover photo, and we'll just choose a cover photo. But always consider what that cover photo is going to look like. Ask yourself, am I going to make a cover photo in the app, like in Instagram, or am I going to make a cover photo in Canva and then place it onto Instagram? Two options, two great options. They don't really shift too much in the optimization, but the title is key. So whatever's showing up on that first, 5 seconds needs to hook people in, because that will keep them watching, and most likely it'll get them watching over and over again. Next is text. Make sure that the text is optimized in the Reels or TikTok, so it's not hitting, so it's not being hidden by the like buttons or the caption section. So you need to be very wary of that. And also with the text, make sure it matches either your brand or the visual that you're using. So this is something that I find a lot of people skip out on, and it's a small detail that can have a huge impact. So that's another thing to consider. And then, of course, the copywriting. Usually recommend having a one-liner at the top with an emoji at the end, and then write what you feel is needed. Sometimes nothing more than one sentence is needed, and then maybe a quick call to action. Sometimes long writing, copywriting is great on Reels. You just have to be careful and figure out, does the video need more value added because it's out of context, and do I have to add in some context in the caption? Or does this video just land on its own? I just want it to create an emotion and that's it. I just want to make people laugh. So those are some things to consider. And then of course your hashtags, throw them in. This morning, because I was breaking all my rules of being on my phone while I was lying in bed trying to, go to sleep and not go to sleep, I was scrolling and I typed in Vancouver business, like Vancouver space business, as if I was on Google. And there was a whole bunch of reels that were optimized for Vancouver business. And I just scrolled through and engaged and watched what everyone was up to. And it was so cool. And this all happened through the captions and the hashtags that they used and the location tags. Instagram now runs as a search engine optimization tool. So you don't have to be super specific on everything, but you do have to manage your keywords. So thinking about that in your copywriting is also key. So these are all things to consider when you're optimizing and launching Reels. My recommendation is try to get 1 Reels out a week. At least it really does add value for your community and it keeps you top of mind. And the reason is not to go viral. It's just like when Justin Bieber went viral, then all of a sudden every musician in the world thought they could be Justin Bieber. It's the same thing. You want to create content for your community that follows you and adores you first. and then they will share it, they will engage with it, and then other people will find it. So don't get caught up on the Reels blow up fame, because that's not where the conversions are going to occur. New followers will find you and then they will convert eventually, but they will want to get to know you and your product more. So stay consistent, keep engaging with your community, get those comments rocking in the comment sections of your Reels, and allow people to naturally find you when they're meant to, because you're creating great content and you have a great product or service and they just want to learn more. So that's it. That's my spiel on Reels. It's like tricks are for kids. Reels are not just for kids. You have the power to do all the tricks, and this is definitely the next step of social media. It's not going away. We are always here to help at BNL. If you want to give our content creation team a try, you can always reach out to us and see what we offer. So that you can either hire our team locally to go in-house and help you create content, or you can send products over to our team and they are more than happy to do it. And if you are a very, 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 very small business and you'd like to look into our potential scholarship program, where in an exchange of portfolio content that we create for you that we can then advertise for our services, we would create you content in return. So if you listen to this and you're like, ooh, I want to give that a try, and you're a small business, feel free to apply. We don't have anything on our website right now for applications, but you can send us an email and say, I heard this on the podcast and I want to see if I'm a good fit. We would love to connect with you and see if we can support you in any way, shape, or form. And I hope you all have an amazing day. I challenge you to post 1 Reels within the next 48 hours. And if you can, tag BNL at BNL Social so that we can see. All right, everyone, I'm going to go eat some breakfast and get this day started. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Fly Flamingo Fly with BNL. We are so grateful you stopped by, and we hope that something from today's conversation ignited the inspiration you were looking for so that you can keep moving forward towards the life of your dreams. This podcast was produced by BNL Media Consulting with the amazing help of Podigy Podcasts. We'd love to hear your takeaways from this episode, so be sure to leave us a review, as well as give us a follow on Instagram at BNL Social. If you need any help with your social media marketing, feel free to visit our website at www.bnlmediaconsulting.com, and we would be more than happy to support you. We hope you have an amazing day, and we cannot wait to connect with you again next time. Have a good one, everyone.